Hello and welcome back to Fatherhood and Family Law. I'm your host, Kendra Colley. Thank you for your support. If you have a second, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. And if you've been following this series, you already know we've been building a foundation. Episode 1, we talked about the roles of fathers. Episode 2, we broke down family law and its impact. And today, we're going to get into something even more personal. It's how we communicate with our children during and after legal proceedings. So again, thank you for your support. Got my little information, my sticky tabs down. So again, episode 3, 4. Who just rock with me, just rock with me. So let me start with this. Your child might not understand everything that's happening, but they can feel it. We've been children before. We understand emotions at this age. Children can feel the tension. They notice the changes. They pick up on the emotions, even the ones we try to hide, as men. And in moments like this, communication becomes everything. Becomes everything. It's how we talk to our children during these times that can either create that confusion or it could bring that clarity, might scare them, the fear, or it create that overall security. And that doesn't mean you have to have all the perfect words. It just means you have to be present. I've learned that over time. Just be present, be honest, and be thoughtful, you know? Be thoughtful. Have those conversations, age appropriate conversations and explanations. That's one of the most important strategies you can have with your child, age appropriate communication. Because let's talk about a 4-year-old. I have a 4-year-old, so it's very different how I talk to her. You know, for her, is mom is good. I keep it simple. I don't get into every detail. I also have a 3-year-old as well, so I don't get into legal explanations. I just give them, their reassurance. The overall stability. I might say something like, "Me and mom, we're figuring some things out, but we still care for each other. We still respect each other." I keep it short, clear, comforting. I don't get into the ins and outs. And for older children, maybe you can give it a little more context, but even then, be mindful. You know, you're not venting and giving your side of the conflict. You're not helping them understand the situation in a way that makes them feel unsafe. You want to make your child feel safe. So that's very key points. Your child is not your therapist. They're not there to carry your emotional weight. They are there to be supported and not feel as a burden or make it feel like, hey, this is my fault, I'm the reason why all of this is going on. So you just want to emphasize the love and the stability overall, because if there's one message your child should hear every day and hear consistently, is that you love them and that you're here for them, that you hear them. Legal proceedings can create a lot of uncertainty. Schedule changes, living arrangements may shift, and for the child, that may make that child feel like their world is being flipped upside down. This is my fault. So our job as men, as fathers, we have to create that stability wherever you can. That can look like, keeping a routine, showing up on time, calling in, checking in regularly, being there emotionally for your child, because no parent is perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about just being consistent and just being there. Because when a child knows, hey, my dad is there on time, my dad loves me, my dad is steady, that creates a sense of security, even in certain times, and certain times that we're in court. So you just want to avoid all the conflict in front of your children as well. Speaking from experience, something that's very critical. Avoiding conflict in front of the children. Man, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that later. But this is one of the hardest things to manage, especially when emotions are very high. But it's also one of the things that's important, because when children witness conflict between you and the ex, it affects them deeply. You know, it affects them in ways that we may not understand yet as parents. They may be feel torn in between both parents. They may be feeling anxious and unsafe with both parents, and that's deep. And over time, that can have a lasting emotion, and the effects may hurt everyone in this situation. So even when it's difficult, even when you feel frustrated, protect your child from that conflict. That's the free game I can give away. No arguing in front of them. No negative comments about their mom, about the other parent, about their family. No putting them down or putting them in adult situations. Because again, this isn't about winning. It's not about the ego. It's about protecting your child's peace. Let the ego go. Just heal and move on. because listening to your child is key. Communication isn't just about what you say, it's about how you listen. Got to be able to listen. Your child might not always come out and say, "Dad, I'm struggling," but they might show in the other ways, through their behavior, through the mood changes, through silence, depending on the age of your child. And that create that trauma that's lasting. So you want to create that space for them to explain themselves. Give questions. How are you feeling? How are you doing? How was school? And when you do that, that gives them an option to speak. So you listen without interrupting, listen without, trying to correct them and tell them how it goes. Just listen, you know. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, I hear you. I hear you. So again, just rebuilding after that process, after the legal process, should I say, because communication just doesn't just stop when the court stamps it and dates it. This is time to rebuild. It's time to strengthen your bond, reestablish those routines, create new memories, core memories at that. It doesn't just stop. Be intentional. Spend quality time together. Be present. Don't be distracted. No distractions. Show interest into your child. Show interest in their world. Be patient. Your child may need time to adjust to things, but they may have questions. Questions now or later. They may process things differently over time, and that's okay. And that's okay. Just give them time. Because if you're going through this right now, I want you to remember something. Your voice matters. Your present matters. Be there. That matters. You don't have to have the perfect words. You just have to show up and be honest. Show love. Be consistent. I'm going to always say that. Be consistent. Because at the end of the day, your child won't remember every detail of what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. So again, thank you for tuning in to Fatherhood and Family Law. In the next episode, we're going to talk about co-parenting. Oh yeah, and the strategies of how to navigate, communicate, collaboration with the other parent in healthy ways. Healthy ways. And if this episode spoke to you, again, please like, comment, subscribe, share it with another father. It's all encouragement because we need that during this time. And again, I'm your host, Kendra Colley, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.